Yeah. Let's get it. Yeah, hit the like button. What up, T.O.? Let's get it.
Before I continue with my message, thank you, Sister Avanti, $10 coming on the Cash App. Thank you, sister. Next time, make it 20, but thank you for that 10. I know you barely had that. Thank you, sister.
What you got on my 40, homie? I thought you had $200. I do, but I want to spend Red's money.
You're going to come up to me and hug my neck and kiss me and say, thank you for getting that money out of my pocket.
Oh, I'll just hold on to my money because, there's hardship. Be careful.
You need to make a vow of faith of $1,000. Oh, Bob, couldn't you say 25? No.
Yeah, let's get it. I got 7 people watching, no likes. Let's get the likes up. Let's get the likes up. Let's get the motherfucking likes up. About to get started. I want to talk about defensive single women over 35. Yeah, me neither, T.O. Me either. Everybody hit the like button. All right, let's talk. Let's talk about why women over let's talk about why women over 35 get so defensive when somebody brings up if they're in a relationship or what's been going on, how's dating been going, anything like that. Why do they get so mad? Ready to cuss you out just for asking about it. Just for asking about it. Well, to keep it simple, look, they know they failed. They know they failed. Single over 30 is a failure. There really isn't much of an explanation that's that most people find acceptable while you're single at 30. But I want to touch on something. You still got a couple excuses to be able to finagle. You can still finagle a couple of excuses. Like if you single at 30, you could say, "Oh, I was focusing on career, I was focusing on school, I just ran into a few bad apples." You still could kind of make a little bit of an excuse in your 30s single. But what I really want to talk about is being over 40 single. That's a different ball game because they get a little defensive single over 30, but it's a whole new ball game as far as defensiveness when they single over 40. Because you can't use the I was focusing on career argument no more. You can't use the I was focusing on school. I was on the healing journey. See, in your 30s, you could use the healing journey excuse still. Oh, I had a couple bad apples. I just was on the healing journey for a few years and now I'm here. Or they'll say, "Oh, I wasn't really looking. I wasn't really looking. I just been focusing on me the past 5 years." Um, but see, over 40, the cope changes a little bit over 40. Over 40, now it's time to start saying, I got God. I ain't worried about no man, I got God. Uh what else? That's when they start saying, I'm my person. I ain't trying to find my person because I'm my person. Because that's what Kendra G is saying now. She's her person. But see, even in the Bible, I don't think the Bible doesn't push for women to be single as a whole. I don't think the Bible preaches that if you can't make it work with a man, God will just be your man. I don't think it says anything like that in the Bible. I think it says something about everybody's not going to be coupled. Let's look it up real quick. We got time. We got time. What does it say in the Bible about? Because I got a personal story for y'all today. Being a single woman. The Bible offers a positive perspective on single women, emphasizing their value, purpose, and unique opportunities to serve God. Well, yeah, that's why a 304's final form is religious guru. Because what else do they got after that? They failed on the dating market completely. So now the best thing they probably can do is just focus on serving God. That shit is that shit is crazy. Let's see what it say. We gonna read through this real quick. We got time today. Value and identity. The Bible teaches that a woman's worth is not defined by her marital status, but by her identity in Christ. Verses such as Psalm 139:14 reminds us that we are fearfully and wonderfully made, affirming that single women are beloved daughters of God. And I agree with that. I don't have any argument there. Purposeful living. Singleness is seen as a valid and honorable condition. Well, it depends on what the circumstances are that cause you to be single. I don't think just being single is honorable in itself. I'm single, so I'm honorable. But anyway, Corinthians 7 highlights that being single allows individuals to focus on serving God without the distraction that come with marriage. The freedom can be a time for deep spiritual devotion and service. And this is what women who are single over 40 try to say they're doing. But look, it's cope because they want a man. But we're gonna get to that because I got a personal story. I got a personal story. So I was talking to a 40 plus female loved one who's single. And I was trying to tell her that how did we oh, I essentially was telling her that, a marriage isn't really all about love. It's about duty, responsibility, being a partner for somebody, caring, this and that. It's not really about love. So I was telling her a lot of women marry the guy who's into them more than she's into the guy. Marry the guy who crazy about you, not the guy who you crazy about. Right? And I was basically hinting to her like maybe you should just find a guy who's a decent dude, respectable dude, and regardless of if you feel the butterflies or not, just ride this thing out with him because look, you ain't getting no younger. And she basically said, "No, I'm never gonna get married to a man just for the practicality of it because I don't need a man. I got my own job." She hit me with this spiel, and I love this woman dearly, but she hit me with this spiel. I got my own. I don't need a husband at this point in my life. I think you're talking from the perspective of somebody of a certain age, but at this point in my life, I don't need a husband. I got my own house, my own car. I'm not marrying a man for the practicality of it. I need the if it's not about love, if it's not like primarily about love, I ain't worried about the practical side of things at this stage in my life. Okay, I hear you. But then I'm like, wait a minute. This is the same woman who said she basically wanted God to be in her friend zone for a year while she decide if she like him. Now, how is romance and love supposed to build in an environment like that? That's what I was saying. So okay, on one hand, she says she looking for love and all that, but then she wants somebody to sit in her friend zone platonically for a year while she decide if she like him. That ain't how that work. And then in the same breath, she turned around. They like in these when these conversations come up, they constantly contradict themselves because they're trying to save face. This is what I want to break down. 30 plus year old women, they try to walk the fence of I want a relationship, but I'm cool if I don't get one. They gotta walk that fence in these dating conversations when they talking to friends and family members. On one hand, they gotta say, I want somebody and I am dating and I'm open to it, but on the other end, I don't care and I don't want to think about it. Because it's true, they don't want to think about the fact that they're a fucking failure and been a failure for two and 3 decades. I get why somebody wouldn't want to think about that. But you see what I'm saying? On one breath, I want somebody, and they complain about not having somebody and being lonely. But then on the other hand, don't talk to me about dating because it triggered me, and I don't want to think about it because I'm at peace. I ain't letting nobody bother my peace. That's another cope that they talk about. I'd rather just stay by myself if some man gonna come in my life and bother my peace. You're not at peace. There's nothing peaceful about the female brain. It's a fucking lie. I mean, granted, maybe you have more peace being alone than you would have being in a relationship because even if you get into a relationship, you got to deal with your chaotic mind on top of everything that come with being in a relationship. But still, that's just cope. The whole thing like, "Oh, I'm maintaining my peace." Here's another reason why women over 35 get so triggered, right? When they got to talk about dating with family and friends. They know they're not gonna be worth it to a man who they would wanna be with. The type of man who they would agree with to be with is probably not gonna wanna stay with them for long if they even wanna stay with them for 3 months. Yeah, that's another reason why they get so fucking defensive because they know, on one hand, the guy that I want doesn't want me. And another reason why they get so mad is because they know the guy that they want shouldn't want them. See, and this is why if you lead the conversation down the aisle of, well, what is this guy gonna get? Okay, you always tell me, what you want from a guy. But what do he get? That's when they get really defensive because they know they don't bring much. They know that, see, the reason why they get so pissed at the what do you bring to the table conversation is because they know nothing much. They know that if they have to keep going down this line of questioning, it's gonna lead to I don't really bring shit to a man that he can't get from somewhere else and just pay a bitch and not have to deal with all my drama and mood swings and stuff. See, the bottom line is it's embarrassing to be a single woman over 30, but not nearly as embarrassing as it is to be a single woman over 40 and 50. So the defensiveness just keeps ramping up every decade. That's why they don't want to talk about it because it's embarrassing that they've been failing for this long at dating when keeping a decent man around is one of the easiest things anybody could do on this planet. Keeping a decent man around is the easiest thing for a woman to do ever. Ever. Suck a dick, make a sandwich from time to time, and don't talk too much and don't be too much of a bitch. That's it. And you couldn't do that being on the market for 20 years. See, the reason why they get so defensive is because they know they fucked up their life and they've been making shitty decisions for 2 decades, 2 and 3 decades. You don't need to convince them like I really fucked up my life. These are the type of things they think about when they're staring at the ceiling at 3 in the morning on another lonely night. Damn, I fucked up my life and made a whole bunch of retarded decisions. Even in my late 30s, I was making retarded decisions on the dating market. And it's embarrassing and it's sad. That's why they get so fucking defensive. So, basically told the woman I know over 40 was you basically don't want nobody then. You basically don't want nobody. You saying you don't care about the practical part of having a husband, but I told her that's the majority of what a marriage is, practicality. It's not butterflies every day, even every week. Even some years where it won't be no butterflies or lovey-dovey feelings. A marriage isn't about that. A relationship isn't really about that. That's what women don't fucking get. They think it's all about positive feelings. It's about duty and responsibility. You in your 40s and 50s talk about, I'm still looking for love. Love is over with in 40s and 50s. It's time to get a man that'll cut the grass and wipe your ass when you get too old. All that love fairy tale shit is over. Grow the fuck up. Grow up. You had a chance to find love. You fucked that up. Now it's time to find a practical partner. They claim they all about love and romance, but don't want to kiss for the first year. Don't want to give a motherfucker a full body hug until the 10th date. Get the fuck out of here. It don't work that way. So the woman I was talking to basically said it get annoying. She was basically talking about me, but she said me without saying me. But she said it gets so annoying when people keep asking you about dating and when you gonna get a man, because it's like they just pressuring you like, oh, when you gonna hurry up and get a man? Because you ain't shit without a man, so hurry up and get a man. So she basically essentially came out and said that's how she feels when I bring up dating with her. That I'm saying hurry up and find a man because you getting old and you ain't shit if you don't have a man. That's the energy she feels from me when I bring up dating. And that's not the vibe I was coming with at all. I just like talking about dating for one. And for two, I just thought we was close like that where we talk to each other about shit like that. But here's the kicker. I got 2 points I want to make and we might just move on. But you know what? Let's make a list. Let me make my 2 points first. She get when anytime I bring up something she might be doing wrong in the dating market or something she might need to switch up, she get mad and want to get off the phone, right? But guess what? She don't have any problem calling me, telling me some guy took her on a date and he was corny, and she laughing at the corny shit he did. She in a chipper mood when we talking about that aspect of her dating life. When she get to talk to me about something the man did wrong, or how corny a dude was, or how ugly a dude was, or how awkward a dude was, or how she would never date X, Y, and Z, she'll never get mad and want to get off the phone in those conversations. She chipper than a motherfucker when she calling me talking to me about her dating life when it come to dissing a man or saying how a man wasn't adequate enough. But then when it's time to talk about ways that she might not be adequate or ways that she's being ridiculous on the dating market, she want to get mad and hurry up and get off the phone and say the conversation is meaningless and all that shit. That's a weird coinky thing, ain't it? um, guess what? The society is looking at you sideways, like, why the fuck don't you got a man? And honestly, even from a biblical standpoint, the purpose of your life kind of is to be a man's helpmeet. So yes, motherfuckers are kind of. I mean, I'm not pressuring her. I'm just talking. Like I'm just. I thought we was just conversating. I'm not pressuring you. Like hurry up and get a man, bitch. That's not the energy I'm coming with. But yeah, in the grand scheme of things, society is looking at you fucking sideways. Like you 45, 50 years old and you never been married and you don't got a man now and never really maintained a man at any point after being on a dating market for at least 3 decades. Yeah, that's a little peculiar, especially when you're a very attractive woman and pretty fairly fit. Yeah, the society is never going to let up on you about it. So you can get annoyed by it, but you would be better served to stop getting annoyed about it and just accept it as a fact of life that motherfuckers always gonna ask you, you married? Why you ain't married? You ever been in a 10-year relationship? Women are never getting out of that. So they might as well go to therapy to figure out how to get over being mad, irritated, and triggered by somebody wondering what's up with their dating life and why they not married, being slim and attractive and this and that. People are never gonna stop asking. So you might as well find a way to deal with it emotionally and not get triggered because it's not going anywhere. That's not going nowhere. So just accept it. You look more stupid by getting triggered. You make yourself look worse. Here, this is what I want to say. Women don't realize that they make themselves look and sound more pathetic and embarrassing when they get mad and triggered and irritated by somebody asking them, "Oh, you with somebody? You been married? Oh, do you date?" When they get visibly shaken at that, that make them sound more pathetic. People would actually people would actually find you more endearing if you like made a joke about like I can't keep a man to save my life, I don't know what it is. Oh well. If you had a sense of humor about it, people would actually, you know what I mean? Wouldn't look at you as pathetic. But when you trying to make these weird excuses and say, "Oh, I got God," that shit sound cringe. I got God, or I'm focusing on me at 53. That sound more cringe than you just admitting, like, I don't know, I can't keep a man around to save my life or something, little joke or something. Just own it. And here's another thing they say to cope. When they single over 30, 35. Oh, men just ain't shit. And you know why that's the best cope? Because you can use it at every age. You can kind of use it. It's cringe, and people know how cringe you are. But I'm saying it's one of those excuses that how can I put it? Niggas ain't shit is universal. See, you can't be 57 talking about I was focused on school. You can't be 57 talking about I was focusing on career. You well into your career. You about to retire. So you can't say, you see what I'm saying? But niggas ain't shit. That's still good at 57 and 63. So they love men just ain't shit. I just haven't been able to find that guy. Guys ain't stepping up to the plate. They love those excuses because it still maintains their ego. I'm not single at 57 because something wrong with me. It's just because these niggas ain't shit. Now, I don't know if they realize that everybody else is real. Everybody else realizes that that's hogwash. Everybody knows that's hogwash because we all know people who are in fairly decent relationships. It might not be perfect or nothing, but we know people who've been together. They seem, regardless of if they're happy, they're functional. They getting through life together. Well, I'm not even gonna put it in that perspective. When women say, "Oh, men just ain't shit," everybody knows that's not the reason why they're single. Because we all know good men. Everybody knows good men. I mean, men, we know that when they say niggas ain't shit, they lying because a lot of us are good men and we know a bunch of good men. So we know it's bullshit. And women know good men. They all know the good men who would never do anything wrong in their inbox and friend zone right now. So I mean, they know it's bullshit, but they're just trying to save face. This is what I wanted to say real quick, and we're gonna I mean, yeah, to be fair, a lot of niggas ain't shit. I'll be fair. But that's not why any of these women are single. Because all these women had 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 options with dudes they knew were good dudes who would never do hardly anything wrong, who would treat them like queens. Pretty much all these women then had 10 and 20 good guys that they knew were good guys that they didn't want to fuck with. So niggas ain't being shit, even though that's true. Even if it's true that, yeah, 70% of men ain't shit, but you had 30 options out of that 30% who are good men, and you didn't pick any of them. So niggas ain't being shit is not your excuse. But look, this is what I want to say. And then I want to make a list of top 10 or top 5 reasons women get defensive being single over 35. Being single in your 30s is one thing. You can still finagle out of it, say you're focusing on yourself, school, work. Being single in your 40s is bad, and you got to start saying I'm my person and shit like that, and I got God and whatever shit like that. Being single in your 50s, that's even worse. But you still, I'm strong and independent. I don't need a man. I'm the man I was looking for. I do for me. But this is what I want to talk about right now. Being single in your 60s. That's a whole different ball game, cuz. Single in your 60s? See, let's talk about it. I was thinking about this earlier and I was thinking maybe it's a little better, maybe it's a little less cringe to be single in your 60s because at that age, people may automatically assume you're a widow, you know, things like that. But see, it might be worse in your 60s because in your 60s, everybody expects you to be attached to somebody in your 60s because you're getting to the point where you need somebody to wipe your ass, help go get your pharmacy medicine. Like, w- see, let's break this down. Let's really break this down. Okay, 30s is officially when everybody's expecting you to be have a partner in your 30s. It's not as bad as when you're in your 60s, but people are generally kind of expecting you to have somebody, but it's not super bad yet. Okay. Um, Especially these old bat 60s gems. I'm literally breaking hearts on their behind, wrecking every last inch of their ego. Damn. Don't step up to me with some childish crap. Okay, so look, 30s, 40s, and 50s, people expect you to be with somebody, right? Um, but like I said, 30s ain't that bad. It's bad, but it ain't that bad. 40s is bad, worse than 30s, but it's progressively get worse. But what I want to talk about is 60s, bro. The 60s, once you get 60 and up, people are expecting even the train wreck women to have settled on something by that point. Like by the time you get 60, it's like, okay, even if you are a complete train wreck, it's time to just settle for anything so you could just have somebody to help you get up and go to the kitchen. So, yeah, I'm talking about women, night. I'm talking about women who are women who are single in their 60s, for sure. Yeah, women. Yeah, older women in the workplace are fucking horrible. They're bitchy. They think they control you. They think they're your authority figure. I'm so fucking fed up with 40 and 50 and 60-plus-year-old women thinking they're automatically my authority figure. Bitch, you ain't nobody. I don't respect you. I don't like you. I could beat you in a fight. I could beat you in a fucking intellectual argument. I'm better than you in every way, bitch. I don't care if you're 60. I'm better. I'm your superior. Fuck out of here, like. But it ain't even about me feeling like I'm superior. It's like, don't treat me like you're mine. I don't care. I don't want to treat you like I'm your superior, but don't treat me like you're my superior. That shit gets so fucking old. That's all they got to cling on to though. They don't got the power from their looks and youth anymore, so now they just got to act like a huge bitchy Karen and act like they can just boss everybody around. That's the only chance of feeling like they have any power at this point in their life. And they're so bitter and angry and hateful. It's just disgusting. Oh yeah, and they'll try to boss around their elder. Like I've seen 50-year-old women try to boss around 70-year-old men, men old enough to be their fathers, talking to them like they're a 6-year-old stepchild. A 50-year-old woman talking to a 80-year-old man like he's her, you know, red-headed 6-year-old stepchild. But like single in your 60s, man, that's rough. Cause I almost feel like starting in your 50s, people probably just talk to women and assume, oh, so are you doing anything, with your husband this Thanksgiving? Like people just come up and say shit like that to women who are visually clearly in their 50s and 60s. And then you got to correct them, "Oh, I'm not married." And then you got to deal with somebody saying, "Oh, did your husband pass?" And then you got to say, "No, I've never been married." And then you got to deal with, "Well, wait, you're a pretty woman. Why have you never been married even at your age?" And then you got to try to explain this shit for the rest of your life. So let me be real. I kind of get the women who just say, "Let me just get with anybody that's just bearable, so people can leave me the fuck alone about it." Because that shit got to be torture after a certain amount of decades. Imagine trying to explain why you single to everybody for decades. Yeah, at some point you're like, "Let me just get anybody who will take me, so I could just say I got somebody." Damn, these motherfuckers are torturing me. I mean, as they should. I mean, I'm not saying they should torture you, but a woman belongs with a man. I'm sorry. If you're a woman in the world single and you're not widowed, something is wrong and something's been going wrong and you need to fix it because you need a man. You should want a man and need a man. And here's the thing. This whole energy like, "Oh, I'm just not going to think about it. I'm just if something happened, it happened, but I'm fine being single." If you have that type of attitude, you're not going to find somebody. And that's what I was trying to explain to my loved one. You can't just have this fence up and just, "I don't want to think about it. If it happened, it happened. If it don't, I'm cool with it not happening." If that's the type of energy that's gonna keep any man away from you. Because men can sense when a woman like got the walls up and she don't really care one way what happened or another. That's not how you attract and maintain a relationship with a man. And then when you tell them stuff like that, they just get the feel, well, I don't want no man. Then forget it. Then I don't care no more. Well, just stop trying to date. Then, if you don't care no more, just fully accept that you're gonna be single for the rest of your life, and just don't worry about it no more. Don't talk about it. Don't accept no numbers. Don't accept no dates. Just forget it. Forget it. Like there's gonna be a point in time when you need somebody. Your parents are gonna pass. You know what I'm saying? Like you're gonna need somebody to look after you and be there for you in life. Life gets harder as you age, and you damn near 50 still talking about love and butterflies. You better take the first man you could get who willing to be with you. Shit. Oh my goodness, man. That shit is just. And here's the thing. Not to mention these women have other responsibilities. They raising grandkids and they got a full-time job. Like, what value would they even bring to a man life if he do show up and want to be with you? Let's see if we can come up with the best 5 reasons why women over 35 are so defensive about being single. Y'all help me out in the comment section. Who we got in here? Hold on. Let's get the donations up. If y'all want me to stay on 2 hours, I'm looking to meet a $15 live stream goal. Nothing has been met. Cash App, PayPal, Streamlabs, all at the top of the chat. Or you could do super chat, super sticker, which is the dollar symbol on the right of the chat box. Whatever you can give is greatly appreciated. $5 makes you the live stream sponsor, king or queen of the stream. Um, and it's just crazy because nobody believes you. It's almost like when they say, "Well, I got God and I ain't worried about it. And I'm cool if I just never find anybody." Nobody believes you. That's like saying you don't piss and shit. I'm 40 and 50. I'm cool going this next 35 years without having a companion. Nobody believes you. You just sound ridiculous. You just sound fucking ridiculous. Yeah, so let's do it. Okay. Salute, Knights Palace. Okay. Top 5 reasons women over 35 are so defensive. Well, I'll just say one, it's embarrassing. That's the main reason. It's fucking embarrassing. Shit, hold on. Okay, number 2. Um, uh, trauma baggage. Yeah, we'll call it, yeah, trauma baggage. The emotional baggage from their trauma is why they get so triggered. Emotional baggage from all the past failures. I mean, let's see, it's embarrassing. I mean, 3, we could just say, yeah, they know they shouldn't be single. They know they shouldn't be single, or they know they can't get the guy they want. They know he's never coming. They know he's not. He would have came by now. If she could have attracted and maintained the type of man she wants, she would have did it by 40 and 50. It ain't fucking happening. Um, let's just put 5 is they don't want to make the changes to get the result. And you pressuring them is making them have to even think about making the changes is pissing them off. Even thinking about making the changes they would have to make is pissing them off. That's good enough. Let's just move on. I'm trying to think if I can think of any other good ones like that I'm missing. Um, this on there because this is valid because people keep I'm just gonna spell this wrong, harassing them about it. That's fair. I get it, it will be annoying. I'm not saying it's not annoying. You still shouldn't react in a triggered way, but it is annoying. You failing and people keep asking you about failing. That's irritating. It is. It is. I ain't gonna lie. Let's move on. Fuck it.
Say her toxic trait is thinking that she could go toe to toe. I saw a woman on here say her toxic trait is thinking that she could go toe to toe with a man if she's angry enough. And I just want to share how that kind of thinking was slapped out of me at the age of 14. In the area that I grew up in, the school that I grew up
Oh, she said it was slapped out of her at the age of 14. Hold on. Give me a second.
And I just want to share how that kind of thinking was slapped out of me at the age of 14.
Oh my God. This is so dumb. Women are incredible creatures. Let's continue.
In the area that I grew up in, the school that I grew up in, it was very normal for boys to hit girls. Anyone could get it, basically. So one of the most important traits that I looked for in a female friend was that if I'm fighting, we're all fighting, right? You literally had to be ride or die. Everyone was fighting, because if a boy stepped to you, all the girls would come and then nothing would take place because he knew he was outnumbered, because numbers mattered. However, I felt like I had enough rage in me sometimes when there was disrespect involved. And I would like to think it's maybe my Irish blood. I just have a lot of internalized rage. So this particular boy was just a little piece of shit. Okay, he was fucking annoying. I still remember his name. If I saw him today,
You don't care, so let's move on. I'm trying to think that I missed any of the points I wanted to make. Um, it's embarrassing, emotional baggage. People keep harassing them about it. Yeah. 41 minutes. Let's get the likes up, likes up. If y'all want me to stay on 2 hours, let's get the donations up. Cash App, PayPal, Streamlabs all at the top of the chat. If not, I'm gonna get off in about 20 minutes. Or you can do super chat, super sticker. That's the dollar symbol on the right of the chat box. What up, Lauren?
Hey, what's up everyone? I hope you're all having a wonderful day or night, but for now, let's get into the video.
Really unfortunate reality is that being the cool girl gets you absolutely nowhere in life. You will never win. I'm 26 years old and I've never been in a relationship. That's because I give the same effort that people give me. And if you don't give me anything, then I'm not going to give you anything.
Why are you only attracted to the men who don't give you anything? That's the first thing that pops up in my mind. See, there's plenty of men who would give you plenty. Not a bad looking woman. 80% of men would go above and beyond for you to be their girlfriend. But you don't want them. You want the top 20% or nothing. And to them, you're just another pretty bitch. You're just another Wednesday to them. Who says you're the cool girl? Nobody, like, you're not the cool girl just because you're not ugly and you got on a leather jacket. Look, you're delusional for even thinking that you're the cool girl. Apparently not that cool. You're not that cool in the dating market. I'm sure your girlfriends tell you you're the cool girl, but men don't think you the cool girl, or they would give you something. They would give you some effort.
I give the same effort that people give me. And if you don't give me anything, then I'm not going to give you anything. But you know what? You don't win. You know who wins? The crazy girls, the manipulative girls, the ex that they're like, oh my God, she's so obsessed with me. It's just so crazy. They always win. They get back together. She gets the keys to the castle, the kids, the house, the everything. People just settle. And I don't know what that means. I don't know if I should just be single forever and just like be a loser, but it just.
Oh, you're a loser now. You're a loser now. So you're assuming that you're trying to paint the woman who went out there and got what she wanted. She wasn't the loser. Whether she was crazy or not is irrelevant. She stayed consistent and persistent and got what she wanted from the man she wanted it from. That's winning as a woman. Oh yeah, Lauren. I think it's the titles I'm putting. I don't know what it is, but yeah, my. Oh shit, we got 47 people in here. What up? What up? What up, newbies? Newbies, put a one in the chat. This the best fucking channel you ever found. I'm the most solid red pill content creator you're ever gonna fucking hear. So real quick, let me tell all the new watchers, this is just my live stream channel. If you want my short form content, which is my best content, you need to follow Dating Dysfunctions. I thought I had to pull it up. There it is. This is my channel where my short form content is my best content. Let me drop the link in the chat. Everybody go subscribe to Dating Dysfunctions. I just dropped the link in the live chat. Shout out to all the new viewers. Let's get back into it. All the newbies, put a one in the chat.
Just like genuinely makes me so frustrated to be forever and just like be a loser, but it just like genuinely makes me so frustrated because I've always been too embarrassed to ever like text someone because God forbid they look at their phone and just are like, oh my God, it's this girl again.
See, yeah, women move with fear, doubt. They move with a sense of fear and doubt in the dating market. And that's what makes you lose in the dating market. Let me not text this guy because what if he doesn't text back? Well, why do you even go outside then? Because what if you get hit by a truck? Why even apply for a job? Because you might not get the job. That's the definition of a freaking loser mentality. I'm not going to try because I might lose. And that's the same thing that these single women over 40 do. I'm scared to say I want a man because what if I don't get a man? Get the fuck out of here. I'm scared to open up to a man because what if it don't work out? I'm scared to kiss a man after the third date, even if I like him, because what if it don't work out? Well, just stop trying then altogether then. Stay off the internet with this shit. We don't want to hear you talking about it. We don't want to hear this shit. I mean, it's content, so thanks, I guess.
and just are like, oh my God, it's this girl again. That was humiliating to me. But honestly, it's those girls that win.
Yeah, I've seen.
Well, here's the thing. You see, this is the conundrum. The guy who would text back within 60 seconds, she would get the ick by him. That's the conundrum. That's the loop that they're in. The guys I want don't want me. The guys that want me, I don't want. The guys who would do what I'm looking to get from Chad, I don't want them. But here's the kicker though. If she did convince Chad to act like he liked her, she would get the ick and not like Chad no more. The fact that that man embarrassed you is what got you staying on his leash to some extent. That's what got you making TikToks about him still. You dig? So look, thanks Grateful. He's the live stream sponsor. He donated $5.50. So $5 down, $10 more to go to keep me on 2 hours. If not, I'm getting off in another 15 minutes. Cash App, PayPal, Streamlabs, all at the top of the chat. Or you could do super chat, super sticker, dollar symbol on the right of the chat box. $5 down, 10 more to go to keep me on for a 2-hour stream. You don't think this woman got an inbox full right now? Like real talk. This is not a bad looking woman. There's no guarantees in life. Yeah, there's no guarantees in life, especially if you're going after a top 5 and 10% anything. There's no guarantees going for a top 10% job, a top 10% make, a top 10% car. If you go to the dealership trying to get a top 10% car, that shit might be sold out or somebody else might have it on hold. There's no guarantees when you're going after the tippy top or something. The fuck? These women feel entitled to a top 0.5%er. Not I'm gonna do whatever it takes to get him. I just feel like he should be top 0.5 when I come through the door, and I deserve him because I'm bitch. That's it. My eyebrows arched a certain way, and I got light eyes, so I'm entitled to get married to a tall, handsome millionaire. That's genuinely how these women feel. Especially if they're attractive. This woman is conventionally attractive. I mean, she's conventionally attractive. So basically, this whole video was about tall, handsome, top 1% man should just come marry me because I'm me, and I shouldn't have to put any work in it at all. He should just see how pretty my face is, and top 1% man should come marry me and do everything for me. Fuck out of here. Don't work that way.
Am I supposed to believe you've never seen them on TikTok yourself?
Why is it that very attractive women often seem to have the most diabolically unhinged bad luck in love? I've thought about this often. I'm doing a series on limerence, and one of the comments I received in abundance was that this limerence often happens to very beautiful women. Thank you so much, by the way.
I'm gonna explain it. I'm gonna explain it. Let me. I've never said this on this channel. Okay, so that's rare for my diehard fans who watch damn near every stream. You're finally gonna hear something I've never said. I mean, I try to say something I've never said, whether it's a joke or how I said something. I try to switch it up somehow, but the general idea of what I say is the same thing every fucking episode. But I'm gonna say something that I don't think I've ever said on this channel. I'm gonna finally tell you guys the reason why the prettiest women are the most cursed on the dating market. So let's say this stream is turning into the hiccup stream. Anyway, the reason why the 10 out of 10 women are the most cursed on the dating market. Let's start here. Pretty much all women want a man with the balls to check them hard when needed. Let me say that again. 90% of women want to be with a man who have the nuts to check them hard when needed. Now, let's be very clear. Let's just say a woman is a 10 out of 10. It takes a very special type of man to have the testicular fortitude and the options to check a 10 out of 10 hard. You see what I'm saying? The last thing on 90% or probably 97% of men's mind when interacting with a 10 out of 10 is, I'm about to check this bitch. That's the last thing on 97% of men's mind when dealing with a 10 out of 10, even if she did just do or say something out of pocket. The main thing on a man's mind is, how can I not mess this up so I can fuck her? How can I not mess this up so she can be my girlfriend or so I can keep her around? Okay, are you with me? Y'all with me? So the prettiest women have to seek out the most dark triad traits in a man to finally meet a man with the nuts to check a 10 out of 10. The men with the worst characteristics are usually going to be the men who got the heart to check a 10 out of 10. The men who have enough options to not care if they rub a 10 out of 10 the wrong way or if a 10 out of 10 don't call them back. And those are going to be the men who likely have the worst dark triad traits there are. And those are the men that it is the least likely to work out with. So to me, that's one of the main reasons why pretty women are the most cursed on the dating market. Because they have the hardest time finding a man that'll put them in their place and treat them the way they want to be treated, which is like, I don't want to say which is like shit, but look, by the time a man, like I said, can check a 10 out of 10 hard, he got bitches on deck like crazy. That niche of man who can ignore the call of a 10 out of 10, oh, he got so many bitches. He's not relationship material. He's not gonna, by the time a motherfucker is in a position where he could ignore calls from 10 out of 10s, he can block 10 out of 10s on his phone and not think nothing about it and forget the bitch name, even though she was a 10 out of 10 and a banging body. Yeah, he's not relationship material by that point.
And one of the comments I received in abundance was that this limerence often happens to very beautiful women. Thank you so much, by the way. But I want to say this is something I've noticed. I've been noticing it for years, and I have a few theories about why this happens. You know, recently there was a viral video on here in which a woman was discussing another woman's appearance with her husband, and he said, she's okay. She's about the same as you. And she gets very angry, and then the husband says, men don't marry the most beautiful woman they've ever been with, because she's up here on the crazy scale. So unfortunately, there are some men who think that way. I don't know the percentage, but it's true. There are men who think that way. And obviously the thought,
It's not even that hot women are crazy. I mean, all women are crazy. It's, look, hot women are more entitled. They're more demanding. I mean, yeah, they're worse people. I wouldn't call it crazy. I would just say the hottest women are usually the worst human beings on the inside. That's essentially what we're saying. Also, another reason why 10 out of 10 women are the curse, 10 out of 10 women, they rarely have incredible personalities. They never had to develop one. They're a 10 out of 10. Don't nobody want to be in a relationship with a 10 out of 10, because once you get past the hype of, I'm fucking a 10 out of 10, she's not interesting, she's not nice, she's not caring, she's not loving. It's not a likable experience to be in a relationship with a 10 out of 10. And in my opinion, I've never been in a relationship with a 10 out of 10, but I'm just speculating. See, women are only good people in the world when they've been humbled. They only start to even think in the direction of being a good person when they've been humbled in some area. If a woman is confident in any area of life, she's probably going to be a cunt in that area of life.
of marrying someone like that is true. There are men who think that way. And obviously the thought of marrying someone like that,
I mean, yeah, I'm not even demonizing them I'm not really demonizing them for it. The society has been treating them like they're royalty from a young age. So I get why they're cocky and terrible people. Society made them that way, but they still, at some point, you still have to take responsibility for who and what you are, and there's an expectation for you to be a decent human being at some point, regardless of what your upbringing was or whatever. There's still like the world doesn't owe you understanding. If you're a cunt, you're a cunt. We don't owe you understanding of what kind of childhood or upbringing you had. But it's just like with celebrities. I don't expect any celebrity to be humble. You got the whole world kissing your ass all day. I don't expect one celebrity to be down to earth and cool. It's silly for anybody to expect their favorite singer, actor, or whatever to be humble and nice when they meet them. It's a ridiculous expectation. Cause I know motherfuckers who are managers of pizza shops who act like they dictators of countries. So can you imagine being a celebrity? If the average human being can't handle being the manager of a pizza shop without it going to their head, can you imagine being a celebrity?
That way. And obviously, the thought of marrying someone like that is nightmare fuel, right? But I think what happens to a lot of very beautiful women, okay? If you are an energetic, beautiful, desirable woman, with a strong aura, let's say, you are kind of like a lighthouse.
No, that's another thing. A 10 out of 10 always feel like she could do better when she's not that great in the first place. But she always if you cough or fart wrong, she's ready to replace you because she feel like I'm a 10 out of 10. I don't got to take you coughing and farting wrong. I got an inbox full of dudes richer than you, probably fuck better than you, dress better than you. So that whole mentality of I could always do better leaves them single.
And picture yourself as this lighthouse, and there's a light shining around, and you can only see what is being illuminated in the foreground, which is a sea of vermin. And in the background, beyond the area of illumination, there's little cats and bunnies and things that you would desire to cuddle and bring into your lighthouse.
And it only gets worse for the next 4 minutes, and all she did manage to prove was that you don't really need to be all that beautiful to be all the way up on the crazy scale. Sorry, princess, but yes, men won't marry you just because you're beautiful if you're all the way cuckoo. They won't even marry you if you make your looks your entire personality. Oh no, unfortunately there are men out there who think that way. Unfortunately for whom? Not for them.
Okay, so I have a question for the people of TikTok. I am so tired, so done with dating apps that I just don't want to use them. I feel like it's literally like the same conversation over and over again.
Think about it. Think about it. By the time a woman like this, and she's not a supermodel, but once again, this is an unattractive enough woman. Like,
Like, what do you do?
I don't think this is an ugly woman. By the time a fairly attractive young woman like this have to seriously go on a dating app to try to find a mate, she's fucking trash. She's been getting motherfuckers approaching her, knocking down her door, trying to be with her since she was a little girl. 'Cause that's what you gotta think about. Let's just say she's 25. Okay, X just sent in the remaining money for us to stay on 2 hours, so we are staying on 2 hours thanks to X. Everybody shout out X, salute X. My meme board isn't working. I don't know if it's ever gonna work again, but appreciate you, X. Thanks for the donation. We're on for 2 hours now. 1 hour down, another hour to go. We got 58 people in the live chat. That is officially the most people that has ever been in the live chat. Salute to all the new watchers. You know, you found the right live stream, you found the right commentator. If you like the content, please follow my short form content channel, which is my best content, Dating Dysfunctions. I'm about to drop the link in the chat. Please go subscribe to Dating Dysfunctions. I'm the best damn red pill content creator there is on YouTube. Let me drop the link in the chat. What up, Rumbleites? Okay, so back to this. This is a fairly attractive woman. She actually looks over 30 now, and I'm looking more closely. But even still, she can pass for 20s. There's no reason why this woman should still be single if she was a decent human being. Dating apps are the garbage can of the dating market for women. The dating apps are the garbage can of women who aren't worth it. There's no fucking reason a pretty woman should have to go on a dating app to find a mate. And this is why I always say they're supposed to find their mate in high school or college. It is extremely hard to meet new people romantically after high school and college, or if you don't want to meet somebody at work.
I am so tired, so done with dating apps that I just don't want to use them. I feel like it's literally like the same conversation over and over again. Like, what do you do? Where are you from? What are you looking for? How are you finding Hinge? Blah, blah, blah. And I feel like they're just not for me. And I want to go 2026 without downloading any form of dating app. That's a bold claim. That's a bold New Year's resolution, I know. But I honestly want to do it. And I want to know, where are you all meeting these men? Like, how do I meet someone out in the wild? What
You don't. I mean, like, seriously. Who came up with this myth that even if you are a pretty woman, there's going to be all these guys randomly approaching you at grocery stores and coffee shops? I don't. It don't work that way. It don't. Your husband is in your friend zone right now. If he ain't good enough, and let's be real, he's probably better than you when it comes to the things that really count. Look, what happened to all the dudes you let rearrange your insides? Why didn't none of those relationships work? Could we dive in on that? Nike girl, whatever, man. It's just another one gone to waste, man. Look, let me say this again. Good women have ridiculous success with dating apps. I'm gonna say that again. In my opinion, good women clean the fuck up on dating apps. Good women with good realistic standards, and that's one of my criteria for deeming a woman a good woman romantically. She has realistic standards. Women who have realistic dating standards get a boyfriend within 3 months of looking on dating apps max. There's plenty of decent husband material on dating apps looking for a partner.
I want to know, where are you all meeting these men? Like, how do I meet someone out in the wild? What do I do? Where do I go? How can I switch up my routine to meet someone naturally, organically out there in the world? Because me and Hinge won't be seeing eye to eye next year. That's all. Thanks.
Bold statement to not be on a dating app in 2026? Yeah, why not? You know how almost every gym is packed on January 1st and almost empty on January 2nd? Yeah, that's gonna be her. She's gonna be on Hinge on January.
She's literally only swiping on 0.5% of men on a dating app and wonder why she's not having success. Because you're just another bitch to those men. She has an inbox full right now of guys she would never give a chance to who would make great husbands. I mean, I don't think she would make a great wife. Any woman who talks about her personal life on the internet in videos, or even not on videos, but especially in videos, that's a deal breaker. So that should be an instant deal breaker. Get the fuck off the internet.
Happy Wife School. Busted. What causes a high sex drive in women? Here we go.
Ladies,
She's
we
really
have
good,
to
by the
get
way.
out of our story that we want sex, we want more sex.
Whoa.
That we have the higher sex drive, our husbands don't have a higher sex drive, and we're deprived of sex in our marriages. There are no women married to good men who, after getting married, want to have sex, key piece here, for themselves. There is always a hidden agenda.
Good men, aka beta males. I hate to say it. But I gotta say it. Good man, aka settled for him. Had the bad boy, had the stallion, couldn't tame him. Had the guy, at least for one night. Thought he would keep me, did it. Had the guy every other woman wanted, the jock, the high school star athlete, the who, whatever, doesn't matter. Had the strong.
Do anybody know this woman's? Or I think he drops the original link down below. I want to follow her. I want to follow her. Second channel. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Ladies, we have to get.
Yeah, let's just watch the original. Okay, the Happy Wife School. Let me subscribe. Happy Wife School, 206,000 subscribers. Yeah, let's get the let's keep getting the likes up. Everybody hit the like button. We got 62 people watching. This is 64 people watching. This is the most amount of people we've had in the live chat since I've been live streaming. I've been live streaming what, 2 years, year and a half? I don't even know how long I've been live streaming, but this is the most people we've ever had in the live. Let's get the likes up. Everybody subscribe to my short form content channel, Dating Dysfunctions. I'm about to drop the link in the chat. I'm only going to be going live from this channel that you're listening to me on now, but my regular videos are at Dating Dysfunctions. Just drop the link. Also, if you like the content, go subscribe to me on Rumble because I can get kicked off YouTube any day now. I'm about to drop the Rumble link in the chat. This is the only way to really just keep up with me forever. I don't think Rumble's going anywhere. It's getting bigger. Rumble now has an app on your TV, so you can watch me on your TV now. So I just dropped the YouTube channel link and the Rumble link. Also, check out merch like this. My merch link is in the description because you can't save all these hoes, you know. T Orlando just dropped $1. Appreciate it. Yeah, I got some dope. I got some dope products. Telling women to find bliss in the abyss of being single for life. You know, the Bible was right about women merch. Shit like that. Link in the description. The hell was I about to say? Check out her channel. We about to keep going. We on for 2 hours. Q&A. Why is your wife a nag? Why men need sex. Good men will be shocked to notice about their wives and sex. Why women want sex. Let's see, top 5 ways women deny a man's needs. All right, let's check out this one. Check out this one.
This is a time to reflect in our lives and be thankful. So, what a great time to appreciate our husbands as good men and to do it genuinely. The key word here being genuinely. Be thankful and appreciative of your husbands. We might wear the facade of being thankful and appreciative of our husbands, but because we live with our walls up, we haven't been able to consider them, let alone do it genuinely.
Let me say this. What's sad about women is they gotta take a fucking seminar to learn how to be a decent human being in a relationship. Let me say that again. Women gotta go to seminars and take special classes to learn how to be decent human beings to their fucking mate. Ain't that a damn shame? I'm about to go get something to eat. I'll be right back.
Because in order to consider your husbands and to do that genuinely and to genuinely appreciate him, we have to slow down and feel. If you don't allow yourself to connect and feel your thankfulness and appreciativeness of your husband, it's not genuine. It's another checkbox, and he feels that. So for the good men listening, this is a moment to understand why you never feel valued or appreciated by your wife, even if she says thank you, or I appreciate this, or I'm just so grateful for you. This is why you can't feel it, because we never really let it in. Our walls are there so that we don't have to feel and we don't have to be vulnerable. And genuine appreciation and genuine gratitude requires vulnerability and letting our walls down and allowing ourselves to feel. So I want women to let these 15 things in to be truly appreciative and thankful of your husband. And we're going to look at 15 things your husband wished you appreciated about him. This list of 15 is from those good men who watch my channel. They're from your husbands as good men. These come from descriptions of men who write in or apply for one of my courses, or write in asking a question. And one of the things that I have good men do is to describe themselves as good men. And these come directly from the good men who watch my channel and are desperate for their wives to re-engage in the relationship, open their hearts to them, and see them for who they are as good men. So I want the women listening to, again, open your hearts, let your walls down for a moment, to know this is who your husband is as a good man, that he wishes you appreciated about him. Number 1, he consistently tries to live with intention, integrity, and compassion. Number 2, he does his best to treat you and everyone in his life with respect and decency. Number 3 of what your husband wished you appreciated about him: he believes in being the bigger person and is constantly growing to become better. Number 4, he does everything he can to make you feel loved and supported, even though he gets very little back in return. Number 5, he makes an effort to understand what you need to feel cared for, and he shows up for you even on days when it's not easy. Number 5, he makes an effort to understand what you need to feel cared for, and he shows up for you even on days when it's not easy. Number 6, his faith guides him. He tries really hard to love you the way the Bible and Christ calls on all men to do. Number 7 of what your husband wished you would appreciate about him. Number 7, he strives to be someone who cares, grows, supports, and loves wholeheartedly. Number 8.
This sounds boring. I'm not fully back, but I'm back. I still gotta go back upstairs and get my food. This sounds ridiculously boring. Let's find something else. Mm, just keep watching this, I guess.
30 seconds.
Do you know what I think is really sad? The fact that we all pay for love when we go on dating sites. And do you know what I think is even sadder? It's the fact that these dating sites very rarely work. What we actually pay for is validation on there. We pay to be boosted. We pay to be seen more. We pay to send messages to people. But you know what? When you're an option and people are sending message after message after message, you are just an option. It is not finding love. Dating sites are set up like a gambling site, if you like. I am aware that I am ranting, but I really do just think that if you want to find love, dating sites are just not the one. Unless you have the option to talk to only one person at one time, because otherwise you just get put into a little box with all the other people, you and 10,000 other people in that box. Oh, they're not talking to me today. I'll talk to them and see what they're up to. It is not going to find love, in my opinion. I am ranting, I am aware, but it annoys me, and I just feel like it is literally, you are paying to have validation. You are not paying for love. Rant over.
Maybe it's just me, but as soon as they start clapping when they're trying to make a statement, you know it's gonna be something dumb. Let me just rant for a minute about dating apps that I've been using for years. Or you could, just get off dating apps. If you're looking for love and dating apps are only providing you with validation, stop paying for them. Why is that so hard of a concept? Could it be because you are in fact looking for validation and not love? Sure, if love comes, that's great, but who really cares about that anyway?
A woman's intuition is never wrong. Never. I'm probably really going to regret posting this, but I just feel like I need to speak to someone.
Well, I won't be that someone, that's for sure. Poor lady crying because female intuition, which is real, not made up. Why are you crying if your female intuition told you something? Alright, because it's TikTok and crying on TikTok is cool. Let's see this other wonderful lady. When you search your boyfriend's name and see him texting his ex at 1:30 a.m. while you sleep next to him. Oh, I love women in STEM. I bet you they finally managed to develop that app that they all desired for years called Google Dreams. You search his name and then you wake up all angry and mad. And these are the ones I'm supposed to take seriously, right?
I'm just going to say this once because I am genuinely confused why we continue as a society to treat men like they're children who don't know what they're doing. But let me just say something very factual. A mistake made more than once is a decision and a choice. A mistake made more than twice is a habit. A mistake made more than 3 times, that is just your character. Hope that helps.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping it will, but no such luck. I mean, it's TikTok. A mistake made more than once is blah blah blah. A mistake made more than twice. Isn't it a mistake made more than once pretty much made twice? Or, thrice or 4 times or whatever? If I'm lost in translation again, you guys let me know in the comments.
men, straight men who are on dating apps, who they know that they are marketing themselves to straight women. I am not attracted, I am not intrigued when you say that the first round is on you if I'm into sports. I am not intrigued when you say that you will fall for me if I like to go to the gym. It sounds to me like you are looking for a man. And just calm down. Everyone just calm down for a second, okay? Before you get all up in arms of that. I understand I'm making a huge sweeping generalization. And I know that women could like sports and the gym, but I know all that, okay? Can we just just breathe for a second, okay? Just take one moment, take a breath. All I'm saying is, like, I would not put in my profile, like, as a straight woman trying to find a straight man, I would not put, first round is on me if you can tell me my next nail set design. I'll fall for you if you read me my birth chart. Like, I'm not putting things that are, you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. Well, in fact, we all do. You're mad I'm looking for a woman who's 60 kilos or 65, depending on her height. And because you're mad you're not fitting into that criteria, the only argument you came up with was that if I'm looking for a woman like that, that must mean I'm still in the closet or something.
I may be a baddie, but I'm also a saddie.
I may be a baddie, but I'm a saddie. You know what? I actually hold on. This retarded shit.
Or something.
I may be a baddie, but I'm also a saddie. I am a man-eater when it doesn't matter. But when it does, I'm such a lover girl. And it's so hard and it's so fast for me, and I can never put the brakes on. And I was giving a chance on like this shy, nerdy type, right, that I thought was just gonna be so sweet. And we sleep together, and he pulls over 180, bro. And I can like sleep with people casually, and I can do that. I don't have a problem doing that. But not like when I like somebody and like it's meaning something, you know, it's different.
You got a breaking news alert. It's probably not breaking news, but we definitely got something I want to go over. Let's get into it, baby. Amy Schumer lost some weight and now she's leaving her husband who has Asperger's. They're horrible people. And I had somebody I know just tell me that every woman that they've ever known to lose weight, like a significant amount of weight, leaves their husband after. And we're about to talk about why. We already know why. But yeah, somebody I just talked to that I know in my personal life just told me every single, like multiple, they know like 4 or 5 women who lost a significant amount of weight and they all left their husbands. All of them. Like, we're about to talk about it. Give me 1 second. Matter of fact, let me just play that other video till I'm ready to go to this. It never fucking fails. They're horrible people. They're fucking horrible people. She had to, yeah.
And I can like sleep with people casually, and I can do that. I don't have a problem doing that. But not like when I like somebody and like it's meaning something, you know, it's different. If I'm willingly giving myself, like I don't have a problem being used that way, but this is different. This just ends up feeling yucky. Like it makes me feel gross. And I won't lie, I was so excited about this kid.
Oh no, this is so sad. No, seriously, dude, what is this world turning into? Think about it. Those nerdy boys, they used to be their safety net. Oh yeah, I don't mind sleeping with whatever guy buys me a drink. Yeah, princess, we know. We also know that at a certain age, when you are getting tired of being ran through and have a train run on you in every bathroom in a nightclub or a bar, you will then be turning to those nerdy boys and somehow trick them into a marriage. Oh yeah, we know. We've always knew that. But apparently now they also know that, and they no longer let themselves being used.
Since we're on the topic of men anyways, I thought I would share some of my favorite genres of guys here in the UK, right? This video though is dedicated at Romanian guys. First of all, I have a really soft spot for Romanian people because some of my really good friends are Romanian and they're really sweet people, love them to bits, right? But it reminded me of that one time I used to be really good friends with a Romanian guy. RIP, he left the country now, so I can't go for him. But anyways, we used to be in the same class in college and he used to just make me laugh my head off, right? Like, he was such a hilarious guy unintentionally. Like, he was just funny. And he was really tall and really good looking as well. And I just thought, like, okay, Fez, maybe I needed in a haystack, right? Until yesterday, I was at a shoot and there were so many people there. But there was this guy who stood out to me. He was hilarious.
Ozempic is a motherfucker. So this is still being a whore. This is a mother, right? But she can't help but be a whore. Her whole comedic career is her on stage talking about how much of a whore she's been since she was a teenager. That doesn't change just because a woman gets married and have kids. She got the Jezebel spirit still in her. But let's see if I can find a better picture. Okay, this is skinny Amy Schumer. She looks like a fucking train wreck. So look, she thinks like this isn't a nice body. Like, never mind. Let's find another picture. She did a fucking vlog, of course, because they got to do a vlog. Hold on. Let's see if I can find a better picture. A somewhat hot picture of her being skinny. Here's one. This must be recent. It's kind of a hot picture of her. I mean, she's not hot, but no. Damn. Oh, I zoom in. Go. I think this is fairly new. Okay. So let's be clear. There's always a nigga with Asperger's who's willing to take a bitch, right? Like, women know that. There's always some motherfucker in their inbox who's willing to marry her. Any woman could get married. It's not really a flex for a woman to get married. Well, I'll put it like this. I'll put it like this. It's a flex for a woman to marry a guy she would have dated at 21. It's a flex for a woman to get married who she genuinely desires. Like, it's a flex for a woman to marry a guy that she sees as a Chad or Tyrone. Okay? But just for a bitch to get married, that isn't a flex. Because pretty much every woman on the planet could get married to some fucking dude who she sees as low value, who been in her inbox for 7 years. You know, that's really not a flex. Damn, 73 people watching? Oh, it must have went down since you saw them. But yeah, that's what's up. Shout out to all the new people watching. This is the most people I ever had on my stream. Everybody go subscribe to my short form content channel. This is the live stream channel you listen to me on now. Go follow Dating Dysfunctions. I'm about to drop the link in the chat. But we about to break this down real quick. Also follow me on Rumble because I can get kicked off YouTube any day now. And also donate. If you like the content, you like what you're hearing, show some love and donate. Cash App, PayPal, Streamlabs is in the description. My Cash App is cash symbol MDCure, MDCURE. That's pinned to the top of the chat. And I'm dropping my PayPal in the live chat. Show some love, folks. All right, back to the Schumer bitch. Okay. He had to settle on the dude with Asperger's because that's the only type of guy who would stay with her. Her whole career is talking about how much of a pathetic drunk whore she's been since she was a teenager. Who the fuck, what man of value wants to marry that? Her career is talking about taking loads to the face. What man of self-respect wants to marry that? Well, a man with Asperger's. I'm not making fun of him for having Asperger's, but I'm just saying that was the best she can get far as marriage. Once again, I'm not. He's probably a great guy. I'm not. But we're looking at this from the perspective of how the world views things, and especially how women view things. That was her level. Was a dude with Asperger's. So let's just let's. I wonder what he does for a living. Because a woman would rather marry a dude with Asperger's than a dude who broke. Let's look him up real quick. How much? I hope he take half. I really hope he take half. How much is? We're gonna go over the article. I don't know if it's the same guy. Let me play another video because I'm hungry. I gotta eat, man. I gotta fucking eat. So let's find another video to go over. We're gonna go over that one though. Just let me finish eating.
Woman gets a divorce and then regrets it. What a middle-aged woman gets a divorce and then regrets it. What a shocker. So this is a piece written by a 44-year-old woman in the iPaper, which I believe is a British publication, in a column called The Divorce Diaries. And the title is, "I'm starting to regret my divorce. I'm stuck dating depressed dads." So this is her take on life post-divorce, and like trying to date. And according to her, life is not actually what it's cracked out to be after you get a divorce. So she opens it up by talking about how she re-downloaded Hinge for the second time in 2 weeks. And she laments how the dating apps are designed to get you to come back. So even though Hinge says it's designed to be deleted, in reality, I think everyone knows this, that a lot of these apps are in the business of catering to single people. So they keep people single and they want them to keep not only just coming back, but paying for more premium matches. So they gatekeep like the good matches. And they're not necessarily in the business of bringing people together. And I think it really comes down to how you use them, right? Like, I think everything is a tool. And if you like abdicate any responsibility over your dating life and you just rely solely on these apps, I think you're gonna be pretty sorely disappointed, like this person was. And she says, dating post-divorce wasn't meant to be such a disappointment. But in reality, a lot of these older, middle-aged and aging women are starting to realize, like, hey, maybe I made a mistake here. And so she says here, the prospect of being free and single to mingle after 20 years of marriage, kids, and cohabitation dazzled me. At least at first, it shimmered with hope, renewed passion, steamy sex, and crackle and fizz of connection. This really illustrates like the mindset of a lot of these women. It's like, this isn't reality. This isn't life. Life is incredibly boring. It's monotonous. And like, once you accept that and you find, like, you start looking for joy in the simplicity of life and like the day-to-day routine, rather than constantly looking for spark and romance and things to shimmer and things to shine. Like, once you stop chasing those ephemeral things and you start accepting what is, like life has a lot more meaning to it. But for a lot of women, I think they have this Sex in the City mentality where they highly romanticize life. They expect so much more out of it than what reality actually has to offer. And then they do things to deconstruct their life and implode it in search of this alternative, this better version of life that's supposed to exist. And then when they start taking action to seek out this better life, so getting a divorce and going on the dating apps and dating and all that kind of stuff, they realize, oh, wait a minute, maybe what I had before was good after all. Maybe like this new version isn't better. And that's what she says. The reality simply hasn't lived up to the fantasy. The grass isn't, as it turns out, really isn't greener after all. She says that her marriage ended because that her and her husband had grown apart. They'd never had another boyfriend and he had no other girlfriend. So in 20 years, we were more like old friends than a couple in love, but I swear casual dating never used to be as bad as it is today. Like, yeah, like when you like your life, you're gonna go through ebbs and flows, right? Like it's not going to be the Disneyfied version of like Prince Charming and Cinderella all the time. You're gonna have ebbs and flows, and the whole point of marriage is to like work through that, and you're working in partnership with another person. You're not just like cohabitating and old friends. Like, yeah, I hope like you're friends with one another and you enjoy spending time with one another, and you have to do work, right, to maintain like the romantic side of things. But like it's not going to be butterflies and rainbows and roses and chocolates all the time, right?
Not even anywhere near most of the time. Hold on, let me take a swig. Romance is overrated. Here's my thing. I think you have to continue to have sex with a person, like regardless. Like to me, to me, that's one of the key components. I mean, obviously, right? Like, duh. One of the main components of making a marriage and a relationship work, you got to keep having sex. Like let's just say, at the very least, you should be having sex 2 times a month. And I know for some people that sound crazy low or whatever, but I'm just saying there's men who haven't had sex with their wives in 5, 10 years. So this whole thing about falling in love all over again, fuck all that. Look, this is your life partner. So even if the romance dies at year 10 and it never come back, this is your fucking life partner. This is what life has to offer. As long as y'all still getting along, y'all trying to be respectful to each other, the sex, y'all still having sex, regardless of if the romance or there is not, it could work. Fuck, I don't. It's just unrealistic to think there's gonna be some spark for 50 years. No, the spark probably dies and stay dead at a certain point. Long as we wait, you just learned what hiccups are. Mystic Owl, what up, Mystic Owl? The women watch more Cinderella, 50 Shades of Grey, and all those fantasy love movies ruin women's brains. I mean, yeah, look, it's just about respecting your partner, caring and taking care of your partner, and making sure you have sex at least 2 times a month. And you can't ask for nothing more. Romance is we cuddled up and watched Netflix, Wednesday. That's it. It ain't no fucking it ain't a Cinderella story. It's not the fucking Bachelor. As long as you and your partner are still having sex and y'all, touch hands from time to time in the car or cuddle up and watch a movie, you living the fucking dream. This fairy tale shit. Oh, that shit pisses me off sometimes. It really does. Yeah, the vows are in sickness and health, for richer or poor, for better or worse, until you both pass away. Nowhere in there did it say bail when you hit a rough patch, or bail if the romance dies. Because I'm gonna say it again. Sometime the romance dies 10 years in. Oh fucking well, it might not come back, and we still got another 40 or 50 years to go. 50 years to go. So strap up, baby. Like, how? So yeah, like um, what was I saying? So X says the best marriages look effortless from the outside, but they aren't. Man, this shit, look, this shit ain't that complicated, man. People make this shit more complicated than it has to be. Look, I'm just gonna say women are the ones that fuck up most relationships. Women are the problem in relationships. Here, like, let me be more clear. I said this on a few streams back. Women aren't relationship material inherently. The female gender isn't relationship material. No homo. Like women don't have the characteristic. Most women don't have the characteristic, the wherewithal, the discipline, the structure, the whatever, the motherfucking ovarian fortitude to do what they need to do for 50 years with one man. They look. They they just don't. Most women just don't got what it fucking takes, bro, to stay in a marriage for 50 years and be a decent human being to her partner for 50 years in a relationship. Most women just ain't got what it fucking takes. 90%. Like Lauren said, I, okay, I agree with what Lauren said, but let me just read what she said. Lauren says, if you are with the right person, marriage is fairly easy. I agree. Okay, I agree. But even if you're not with quite the right person, if you with a decent human being who willing to put effort into the relationship and just be a okay person, that's good enough too. It don't take this special person. It take two decent people willing to put in effort and who are committed to the relationship and can commit it to making sure the other person is okay for 50 years. That's enough to make a relationship work. Like, let me say this. A woman's feelings should be one of the last things on the priority list of the marriage. I know that sounds harsh. When you prioritize a woman's feelings, man, y'all are on the path to a train wreck. A woman's feelings should be maybe fifth or sixth on the priority list of the household. Real shit. Real real shit, bro. Like that should be somewhere down on the list. Let's just continue.
Things. But like it's not going to be butterflies and rainbows and roses and chocolates all the time, right? And if you're not willing to put in the work to get kind of the experience you're looking for, like that's also on you. And I get the sense here that she just was kind of complacent. She was in the passenger seat of her marriage. She just, she was a wife and probably has, I think she's a writer, so she career as a writer, raising kids, all that kind of stuff. And it was just like coasting by, and then woke up in middle age, like so many people do. And was like, wait, what am I doing here? My life's almost half over. Like I haven't gotten the experiences that I want. And then, the regret and stuff sets in. So I think the problem here, isn't the marriage or the relationship, it's the complacency. And if people want, something different, like they need to put in different, like more effort and get those better outputs. She goes on to talk about an experience in the 90s when she went out to clubs in East London and they would snog. I think that's making out. I don't know what that is. So if you're in the UK, translate please. She snogged a Premiership footballer or two. She calls out Frank Lampard here.
So she was in at parties kissing football players. Oh yeah, he picked the wrong wife. He definitely picked the wrong wife. So she was a hoe, essentially. This is why you never marry a hoe. This is why the standard used to be, no hymen, no diamond. If you're not a virgin, nigga, it ain't gonna be working. Whatever the fuck. Okay, that was corny, but you know what I'm trying to say. The standard throughout most of human history was that a bitch need to be a virgin before you marry her. Never try to turn a hoe into a housewife. If a body count more than 3, you must flee. Really more than 2, don't pursue. I'll just put it like that. And really, even if she got 2, you settling. You really are settling. But I'm not. I wouldn't be hard on men for that because I mean, you know, that's a hard task to try to find a virgin these days. But if we really want to talk real, you settling. Like if we really want to talk some real shit, you settling if your chick ever had sex before. Flat out. But I'm not mad at you because you working with what you got to work with. I ain't mad at you. But I will say, yeah, more than 2 don't pursue. No, it's not true, T Orlando. It's not true. It's not true. All these chicks don't have body counts after by high school. But uh, see, here's the thing. See, I would say most of the good women are gonna be taken by 23. So yeah, would be it would be better to say any woman who's still single after college aged, yeah, she probably got a body count, or she just probably not a good woman because she would have been taken by now. Remember, good women pick good men. Period. Even if she fuck up once, she ain't fucking up twice and 3 times. I know. Okay, T Orlando. I I agree that these days a lot of women have, body counts by high school. I understand that. A lot of them start fucking at 12 and 13 years old. In junior high, they had body counts. But I'm not gonna put a percentage on that. I feel comfortable putting a percentage on other things. I'm not gonna put a percentage on what percentage of high school girls have a body count more than 2 by the time they graduate high school. I just say that. Once again, I mean, yeah, that's why you should find your mate in high school or college and rock out. Because after that, look, for women, and see, we don't preach this to our girls. Baby, after if you haven't found your mate after college, baby, it's about to get real rough for you. I don't care how hot and cute you are. Your dating prospects are looking real shaky after college. I don't care if you're the hottest bitch in the school. It's looking shaky after college. As far as you getting married and having a happy, wholesome relationship and genuinely being in love with your husband and all that, and being able to pair bond and all that.
In the UK, translate please. She snogged a Premiership footballer or two. She calls out Frank Lampard here. But yeah, like okay, so again, when I read this, I'm like going in my mind to like a movie, right? I'm envisioning scenes in a movie where this happens, and I'm sure for some people like this is reality, but for a lot of people, I don't necessarily think it is. I remember like in college going out to bars and thinking it was supposed to be one thing, and it just like it was really boring. I'm gonna be honest. It was incredibly boring. I hated paying for overpriced drinks. Like it just wasn't fun. So I just didn't go out very much because it was incredibly boring. And everyone still today, it's like, okay, people are like, oh, gotta go out on the weekend, gotta go out like on a Saturday night. Here in Austin, people are like, gotta go out to 6th Street. Like it's all the same thing. It's one bar.
All right, let me ask y'all something. Anthony Jackson, what the hell is he talking about in the chat? Now, I usually don't kick motherfuckers out the chat, but what is this nigga talking about? Is anybody conversing with Anthony Jackson or is he just saying shit? Fortunately, they will always say MDC. Well, I know this one woman who got married at 40 and had kids. It's always the appeal to the 0.1%. And women think that is the majority facts. All right, Anthony Jackson, be cool, Anthony Jackson. You typing in all caps, and I don't even know if anybody talking to you, but you keep saying random shit. So okay, so I might have to get Anthony Jackson out of here. Okay, yeah, I'm getting Anthony out of here. Let me get Anthony out of here. What's how do I just put him in timeout? 24 hours, Anthony. All right. Anyway, oh shit, 72 people watching. What up, everybody? Thanks for watching the live stream. I'm the realest motherfucker on the internet when it comes to this red pill shit. Let's get to Amy Schumer. Like right here, I blow a load on her face, but that's about it. See, here's the thing. Amy, you look fit now, whatever, Ozempic, whatever. You look skinny. I mean, it's not a nice body. How old is she? Let's look that up first. Let's start there. Cause we about to break this down real quick. How long I been on? Almost 2 hours. Okay. How old is Amy Schumer? She got a kid now. That shit is sickening. She got a young kid too. I think this shit is sickening. How old is Amy Schumer? Gotta be in her 40s. Yeah, 44 years old. Let's see. How old is Amy Schumer's son? 6 years old. So she's breaking up her family with her husband, her and her 6-year-old kid, so she can go out and be fuck meat to hotter guys. Think about that for a second. She's breaking the family unit of her 6-year-old son so she can go feel like a hot piece of fuck meat to hot guys again. She's ruining her son's life to take hot loads from hot guys. Think about that. These people are fucking gross, man. Okay, Amy Schumer and her husband Chris Fisher are going their separate ways. The Life and Beth actress shared the news on Instagram Friday, where she noted that the split was amicable. That's horseshit. No split in the history of breakups since the beginning of mankind has been mutually amicable. Like they both sit down and say it at the same time. I think we should see other people. That never happened in the history of humanity. They both sat down and was just watching Netflix and they both looked at each other at the same time. I think we should break up. That's never happened ever. Like so she's already full of shit. Well, we already knew she was full of shit before we start reading the article, but she's already full of shit off top. Amicable. Shut the fuck up. Like Chris and I have made the difficult decision to end our marriage after 7 years. Up, right at the 7-year itch. Right at the 7-year itch. And you know what's crazy? I'm just gonna try to read this as we go, as far as my red pill assessment. She may have start taking the Ozempic or whatever. She may have gone on her weight loss journey, because she already knew she was about to leave her husband in a year or two. So she like, let me get on some Ozempic or something so I can get this body back. Or she never had a body. Well, I'm sure I don't know if she ever had a nice body, but you know what I'm saying. Let me get on this Ozempic so I can try to be a hot piece of fuck meat for hot men that won't want me before I leave my husband with Asperger's and ruin my son's life. Schumer wrote under the photo of herself and Fisher, "We love each other very much and will continue to focus on raising our son." She really did him a favor. I know Amy Schumer is a fucking train wreck, is an emotional train wreck. She's doing this poor man a favor. She's not doing her son a favor, but or maybe she's doing him a favor too. I know this woman. She got a movie called Trainwreck. That should tell you so. I think she got a movie named Trainwreck. And it was definitely autobiographical. She got a movie called Trainwreck. Yeah, he don't realize it now. I hope he don't kill himself for the love of God. God, please watch over this man. I'm not trying to be funny. God, please, like, watch over this man's spirit and don't let this fucking slut whore ruin this man's life and make him commit suicide. See, let's pull this picture up. This is where she's got it wrong. Okay. So here's where she's got it wrong. She thinks she's skinny now, so she thinks she can level up. For some reason, she thinks she can level up. Look, she's been run through the fucking ringer by short guys, tall guys, hot guys, ugly guys. She's lived that life. She's got it out of her system. Supposedly, people would have said she got it out of her system already. It ain't no being a Jezebel out your system. Let's just start there, right? But I don't think she left her husband to, you know what, let me put it like this. She was tired of being a run through drunk whore, right? So she said, let me actually try out actually trying to be a decent human to a decent man and see how that works, right? So she tried it. I want kids. I want to say I was married. She tried it for 7 years. I'll give it to her. She tried it for 7 years. She fucking hated it. See, because some women, most women, well, I don't know what the percentage is, but a lot of women finally pull the plug and say, let me just marry a guy I'm not really into so I can say I was married or I can have kids. A lot of women do that. I would say most women aren't married to a man they were genuinely in love with on their wedding day. I'll go on a limb and say that. So she tried it out. She already tried out being a whore for 37 years. So she like, let me try out what I haven't been able to grab all these years. And she tried it for 7 years. She had a kid. She tried to be a so-called wholesome woman. She probably was cheating on him the whole fucking time, but we not gonna speculate about that. She tried the whole let me be a decent human being to a decent man, and she fucking despised it. She fucking despised it. She tried it, but she fucking despised it. So at some point in her marriage, she said, even though I felt like shit just being used for my body by hot guys, it's better than this boring bullshit. I'd rather go back to being used as a fuck doll by men than deal with this boring, mundane fucking life with dealing with this dude with Asperger's. So here's what I'm not sure about. The question is, I mean, I just broke it down just now, but the question is, does she know that she don't got nothing coming far as a quote unquote higher value man far as marriage? Is did her losing the weight? Oh, I think I figured it out. Because Amy Schumer has been kind of chubby since we've known her, right? Like, let's see if we can find a picture of her when she was 15 or something. Let's see if we can analyze this shit correctly. Because if she was always chubby, then I got a theory. If this is the first time she's been this thin, then I have a theory. mean, I can't see her full body, but she wasn't. Yeah, she wasn't hot, of course. I mean, but I don't know if she was chubby. That's really what I want to find out. Like, was she chubby? I think this is her, but mm, is this her? Hmm. Well, that looks like her. She was probably chubby her whole life for the most part. Okay. Anyway, let's go back to a couple theories of mine. Okay. So most of her whoring days were being chubby. Okay. Being I'm not gonna call her ugly, but the not so pretty chubby girl, right? That was most of her whoring days. So maybe she thinks, well, now that I'm a skinny four, maybe I could lock down Chad now. I've only ever got fucked by Chad as a chubby four, but now that I'm a skinny four, maybe I can get a Chad to marry me now as a 44-year-old skinny four with a kid and an ex-husband with Asperger's. Maybe I can get Chad to marry me now. Was that the mentality, y'all? It was either that. We know the weight loss either, how can I put it? He probably thought if I could lose the weight, I'll leave him. If I can't, I'll stay with him. That was probably the thought process in her head, right? But yeah, if you want to get left by your woman, yeah, if she lose weight, that's one of the best ways to lose your woman is her losing a bunch of weight. Okay, so that was either the mentality, or the mentality was what I said at first. She's like, look, if I go back on the dating market and get used by men, it'll suck, but at least I'll have my freedom and I don't got to deal with this motherfucker with Asperger's. I don't have to deal with the monotony and the stress of dealing with this motherfucker with Asperger's. So yeah, I'm still gonna go back on the dating market and get used as the worthless piece of trash I am, but at least I'll have my full freedom. See, because that's the life that a lot of women are picking. Because essentially, you know how these women are saying, like, men aren't good enough for me, and if I can't get top 1%, I want nothing. Let me break that mentality down real quick. Yeah, Jay Boogie, you're right. If your woman levels up in any way while y'all together, it's basically a wrap. Facts. They're not good people. They're not loyal people. Not all, but most, right? So let me tell y'all the mentality of the woman who like, look, if I can't get top 5%er, I'll just stay single. You know, to a lot of us that don't make sense. It's like, well, there's a lot of guys who would be worth being with other than a top 1 to 5%er. Here's why they don't think so. They would rather struggle and have their freedom than submit to a man outside the top 5%. They figure if I'm gonna have to submit to a man authority, this motherfucker better be tall, fine, and rich. If not, I'll just stay struggling and just be able to do whatever the fuck I want to do. Especially if they already got their kids and shit, they don't really need a man for anything. So if I'm gonna like try to submit and put effort in, it's gonna be for motherfucking James Bond or nothing. I'd rather just be by myself and have all the benefits of being single and not being held accountable and, you know, not being as responsible, not having to be responsible for another person unless it's, you know, tall, handsome, you know, man with 6 figures. Because I don't want to have to submit to nobody, but if I'm gonna have to submit, that motherfucker better be incredible. Because I already don't want to submit. But if I'm even gonna attempt to submit, that motherfucker better be incredible. That's their mentality. So He may have just said, "Look, I'd rather keep getting used by motherfuckers on the dating market than having to keep pretend like I'm a decent human being in this relationship with this man with Asperger's." That's hilarious, Jay Boogie. Jay Boogie says, "I have 2 older sisters with college degrees and they're both jackasses." Well, what make them jackasses, Jay Boogie? I mean, not to say that I mean, yeah, degree don't mean you're not a jackass, but I mean, I think most people are jackasses. So yeah, X says even if you watch the show like My 600 Pound Life, even those women leave their man if they manage to lose weight. Yeah, facts. Women are always thinking about if they could level up. So chances are the dude with Asperger's will get married again. And chances are Amy Schumer never will. Amy Schumer is one of the worst dating options you could have married. The worst. But he took what he could get. I hope he get half. I really hope he get half. Let's see what she's worth. Really hope this motherfucker get half. I can't wait to see the stand-up special after the divorce. Oh, shout out to your sister, T Orlando. Shout out to your sister. It's not a bad looking guy. Asperger's on the dating market is rough though. Women already don't want men, let alone he got Asperger's. And here's the thing: most women who file for divorce, they're already fucking somebody before they even tell you they want a divorce. And it rarely works out with the guy that they're fucking while they're married. You're cheating on your husband. Why would I marry you, bitch? You're gonna cheat on me too. Seemingly parody divorce announcements in the rest of the caption, writing blah 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 at the beginning and the middle of the post. We would appreciate people respecting our privacy at the time, blah blah blah. Not besides, I dropped some LBs. Oh, not because I dropped some LBs and thought I could bag S basket, and not because he's not hot. What? Fuck is this? Hold on. Okay. Basically she said on her Instagram, it's not because I dropped some pounds. Nobody fucking believes you. And thought I could bag some hot guy because he's hot. Basically, I think is what she's saying. He's hot and an awards winning chef who can still pull some hot tail. No, that's not true. That's not fucking true. Because if he could pull some hot tail, he would have never married you in the first place. A fucking a self admitted whore who's in Hollywood spotlight. Like if her being a whore wasn't enough, she's on the road all the time. Like she's on the road in other people's faces all the time, doing stand up comedy, doing movies and shit. She wasn't even gonna be around. So he had to be desperate. I'm not knocking, bro. He got Asperger's. That's rough on the dating market. Even if you a guy with a good job who's tall in the 8, you can struggle on the dating market. You know what I mean? But yeah, he definitely settled. If he could have pulled some hot tail, he would have never married you. Um, Amicable and all love and respect, family forever. Shut your retarded ass family forever as you're getting a divorce with a 6-year-old. Go fuck yourself. The Emmy Award winner married the chef in February 2018. 8 months later, she announced she was expecting her first child. Exactly. Exactly. She married the first idiot. I'm not calling him idiot. I don't think he's an idiot, but I'm looking at it from her perspective. This is what women do. If they can't get married to the guy they like and they still want kids, they get to the point where they're getting older, up there in age, too old to have kids. They'll marry the first idiot who's willing to marry them, use them to get the baby out of them, use them to be able to say, I've been married before, and then they kick them to the fucking curb. Kick him to the fucking curb. After the kid got old enough for her to not feel as much detachment anxiety or whatever, she bounced on his ass. That probably was the plan from the jump. Because it's probably hard for a woman to, be away from her 3-year-old or 4-year-old or 5-year-old, but he about 7 now. And ironically, 7 is when the father's presence starts to be the most important, when they start developing logic and reason and shit. What a coinky dink. What a fucking coinky dink. Oh yeah, Nikki Glacier can't keep a fucking man to save her life. But last time I checked, she's with some dirtbag who she's been on and off with for years. Let's see. Is Nikki Glacier in a relationship? She's still fucking with her situationship. Who's shorter than her in heels? Not her preference. Fucking train wrecks, man. Nikki Glacier is currently in a relationship with Chris Convey. They have been dating on and off for over a decade. That's cringy in itself. Wait, 100 people watching right now? What up, y'all? Oh, it must have went back down, but it was 100 people in here. That's crazy. Shout out to everybody who's just now seeing my content. I think I'm one of the better Red Pill content creators. Please subscribe to this channel if you want, but this is not my main channel anymore. This is just my live stream channel, the channel you're watching me on now. My primary channel and the channel where my best content is, short form content, is Dating Dysfunctions. I'm about to drop a link in the chat. Also follow me on Rumble, link in the description in case I get kicked off YouTube because I'm a little edgy. But I just dropped the link to my main YouTube channel in the chat. Please go subscribe. Can't believe we got 90 people in here. This is double like the amount we've ever had on the live stream. If anybody appreciates the content, please donate. Cash App is pinned to the top of the chat. I'm about to drop the PayPal link. Whatever you can give is greatly appreciated. Yeah. Check out merch. The Bible was right about women. Shit like that. Link in the description. Um, let's see. They announced their first son. Schumer has been candid in talking about her marriage over the years, incorporating Fisher in some of her comedy work. Well, that's fucked up. Did he agree to that begrudgingly? During her 2019 Netflix special Growing, she revealed he was on the autism spectrum. I knew from the beginning that my husband's brain was a little different than mine. No, you're retarded too, Schumer. You're retarded too. Okay, that was too far. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding, y'all. I mean, I'm not kidding about Amy Schumer being retarded, but whatever. Look, Schumer said at the time in the special, my husband was diagnosed with what used to be called Asperger's. Well, what is it called now? He has autism spectrum disorder. He's on the spectrum. Ain't nothing wrong with that. He still settled for you, Amy. I just want to be very fucking clear about that. He's on the spectrum and he still settled for you. Shout out to people with Asperger's. I mean that was random, but whatever. Uh, where am I at? He's on the spectrum. Schumer's real life marriage paralleled that of her character in season 2 of Life and Beth. And Beth Schumer, husband John, is diagnosed with autism spectrum disorder. The kind of pregnant star told The Hollywood Reporter in 2024 that the show was definitely not a documentary and that she really tries to pick and choose what elements of her real life bleed into the professional project. Yeah, right. Schumer additionally told Fisher was with a consultant writer on season 2 and that several of the writers had connections to autism. We really wanted to be respectful, yada, 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 yada. Amy Schumer has sold her Brooklyn townhouse for a 1.25 million loss as marriage speculation swirls. How much is this bitch worth? I really hope bro get half. Let's see. How much is Amy Schumer? At least 20 million, 10, 20 million. Oh, okay, Amy. I see you doing your thing, bitch. I think you're a whore, but you doing your thing, in your career. I ain't mad at you. And I like some of your shit. I ain't gonna front. I like the Amy Schumer comedy show you had. I mean, I probably would dislike you as a person because you're probably a piece of shit, but I like some of your work. I like some of your work and you're doing your thing financially. I don't hate you. I don't want to see nothing happen to you. But you're just another bitch. It ain't nothing to be mad at. Being mad at a, fucking a lion for killing a gazelle is no fucking point. So I ain't gonna be mad at a bitch being a bitch. So I ain't mad at you. I think it's kind of fucked up, but another day at the office. I'm proud of you, Amy. For the 45 million, if you got 45 million. But I hope bro get 20 million of that. At least 10. Um, that shit seemed crazy seeing 80 people in the chat though. Yeah. Shout out to everybody that stopped by. Do I want to get off here? Yeah, fuck it. I'm gonna get off here. I'm gonna catch y'all on the flippity flip. I don't know if I'm coming back tonight, but everybody subscribe if you like what you was hearing. All the new watchers, appreciate you for stopping by. Follow my main channel, Dating Dysfunctions. I dropped the link in the chat not too long ago. Follow me on Rumble. Yeah, salute all my diehard supporters. I'll hear from you. If I don't hear from you tonight, you'll hear from me tomorrow morning for sure. Between 8 a.m. and 12 p.m. Other than that, have a good night. Remember, how others treat you is their karma. How you treat others is your karma. Be nice to people because God's watching. And remember, I'm a nice guy. I just play asshole on the internet, and I've never done anything remotely wrong my entire life. Ever. Good night, folks. Merry fucking Christmas.